Alrighty, Craig. Obviously, a big day today, making the decision to move on after what's been a long and highly successful career. Tough decision to come to, mate?
Oh, not really. I think at the age of 36 and having played for 19 years, I think these things will come naturally to you, and there's always going to be a time where you had to say when. And it isn't a decision I just made overnight. It's obviously been something on my mind for a long period of time and through the summer, and I've allowed myself probably 4 months to use the emotions and the feelings that I've had from playing the game this year to come to the decision. But yeah, today was tough having to tell the team. You know, it's always a tough time, and the other guys that you've shared a lot of tough times with and a lot of great times. So that was a bit emotional, but overall it's a decision very satisfied with, and you know, excited about making as well.
Obviously, you point out that you've been thinking about it for a long time. Any decisive moment or a point in time during the season where you decided that was definitely it? You wouldn't be playing next year, or has it just been a gradual thing over time?
No, I think just a gradual thing. It's not something you just make on the spur of the moment, and it's something that I made sure I didn't make on the spur of the moment. I wanted to use all the time I had to use the emotions that come in from playing, and that's not just from bad days, it's from good days, travel days, all of those sort of things. But it just, you know, it comes to a time, and I've said it, there's a cliche that you always say you know when, and people have always said it, and I can vouch for that. I've had that feeling, and hence the reason I've made the decision, and it's an exciting one for me. I mean, while it means the end of 19 years, or probably 36 years really, of dreaming and playing the game of cricket, I'm excited about moving on and you know, starting another part of my life, especially with my family and watching my boys grow up and being there all the time for them.
As you say, 19 years, you know, extremely long career, and shown some great longevity. Must be some highlights within that. Obviously, from looking in from the outside, you've represented your province, you've captained your province, you've won titles, you've played international cricket. Highlights for yourself?
Yeah, most of my highlights are team orientated. I think playing for Otago, we come from being a pretty awful side when I first came down here, and probably hit rock bottom, and then we built up, and then culminated into winning the one-day title up in Auckland when Brendan played that amazing innings, and the following year winning the 2020 and then heading off to India. So there are two things that stand out right at the top of my list. And then obviously from a personal point of view, you have making my Test debut, which was against the great Australian side at Lancaster Park, I still call it. That's obviously something that all kids dream of, and for me personally, equaling Burke Sutcliffe's record of 1700s for Otago was something that sits pretty high on my list, and it probably actually equaling him was just as special, if not more, than going past. So yeah, plenty of highlights, plenty of lowlights as well. Cricket's one of those games, it's either you're in the penthouse or the outhouse, and you probably spend more time down in the basement than you do at the top, but that's the great thing about the game.
And obviously moving forward over recent seasons, mate, one of the great sights around the University Oval have been your two boys running around hard-headed on the sideline. Look like they could play cricket all day. Obviously Zach and Jacob Penny, big parts of your life moving forward, as well as the job here at the Allied Press. So things you're looking forward to moving on to, mate? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I think it's really important that, I've had amazing support from Penny, and she's been, the reason I first moved to Otago was through her guidance, and then she's been there to pick up the slack of me being away and being a parent and looking after the boys. But I just can't wait to make sure I'm there and involved in the planning and preparing their lives and making sure I'm around to help Penny out, be a parent to them. But also it's time for me to be a good husband to Penny and show support to her. So that's probably the most exciting thing, is knowing that Dad doesn't have to pack his bags and say goodbye, and spending some time with the kids and being there to help them grow up, because they're 8 and 6 now, and not going to be too long until they'll be moving out of home. So I want to make sure I'm there to enjoy as many memories as I can.
And in terms of cricket and Otago cricket moving forward, desire to be involved in other roles, coaching, administration, whatever it might be, is that something that appeals? Or
yeah, I think so, definitely. I mean, cricket's a passion, and that's one thing you'll never lose. And I think when looking at retiring, you actually had to take the passion out of it, because cricket is something that I've always done. Otago cricket's become hugely important in my life, and they've given me more opportunities than I could ever dream of, and that passion will never go away, and that was an important part of making my decision to retire, was actually removing the passion side out of it, because that's always going to be there. And You know, not sure where it will head to or what it will do, but I've said to Vaughan, the coach, that I'm always available to come out and help out the group if it means from batting. And moving forward further in my life, you never know where you end up, but one way or another, I'm sure I'll be spending plenty of time down at University Oval. I'll be standing in the long room talking about my day, yeah, you never know. But as I think Ross Dykes alluded to this morning when he was letting the team know, I certainly won't be out there umpiring.
And last, mate, the team that you're leaving behind, exciting couple of years ahead for them, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's shown we've got a long way to go in the 4-day version. It's the toughest game to play and it's the hardest game to play. But I think coloured clothing certainly very exciting. You've just got to look at the strength of the team. You've got to look at the ability of the players to hit the ball. And I would say, you know, from a top 7 perspective, there's no more exciting top 7 in the country. It's just about harnessing that talent. We've spoken a lot in the team about learning from performances, good and bad. And I certainly think that you know, the expectations probably need to lower a little bit in the next year, but the excitement level should grow because I think this team in a couple of years' time has the ability to not only win competitions but have a few years at the top. And you know, I'll be on the bank rooting for that. And the day they do win a title the next couple of years, which I'm sure will happen, I'll be the first in the change room ready to have a beer.
Well, we'll leave it at that.